People of Earth, do not be afraid. We are here to help you.
We are representatives from the Galactic Federation of Worlds. For many years, we have seen us as lights in the sky. Long now, forgotten your place in this universe. But those may appear from the stars that we really play.
From our series. Much was confusion, desperate attempt to put on the can't get Please your questions. The new age of terror is set upon you.
Like you die.
What happened there, I wonder? Sorry about that, guys. We're having technical problems. The joy.
Every time we try to do something special. That wasn't me!
I understand. It's see, every time we try and do these things with UFOs and stuff like that, it's as if someone's got it out for us, you know? And it's always the same. Welcome, Elena. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. It's my pleasure to be back.
Yes, it's just a shame that trailer that Dakota made didn't work there, because it's weird. I mean, it always works. And then in nights when we're doing something special, and when we're actually trying to do something, you know, UFO stuff, it's as if, you know, I think it's the I don't want to say their name, but I think they like to pull the little wires out somewhere, you know.
Yes, I think so.
My goodness, the chat, Dakota, it's fairly filling up.
Look
at that.
It's like up to 33 people. That's a record for us on the new planet.
That is an absolute record. So we will be joined by Cassius. He'll be joining us shortly. Cassius, if you're out there, we're waiting.
We're waiting for you, my friends.
So Dakota,
I put the uniform and everything for you guys.
I know, it's awesome. I'm going to get him a chief engineer outfit.
Yeah.
You know, I'll get the Captain Kirk one. I can't help it. I just can't help it. Come on, I think I would look good as Kirk. Yes, I'm
looks
bald.
good, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
My God.
But so look at that! Everybody in the chat saying they love the Scottish accent. I mean, look, see this, Dakota. See, this is what you need. This is what you need. You're getting to meet, you know.
Just for the Scottish accent, ladies, just watch this.
See, there you go. But actually, I'm going to allow my co-host here tonight, because he wants to ask you some amazing questions.
Yes, I'm gonna. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna call you Scotty.
Call me Scotty. There you go.
Beam us up, Scotty.
I wished I could beam. I really do, honestly do. I wished I could beam up, you know. But off you go, Dakota, please.
Well, I'm trying to, if you would ever shut up.
You have Scotland and Ireland. We won't shut up.
So we're the best.
I'm from only American here.
Nah, he's just only American.
What'd you say? Well, Leon, I want to thank you so much again for coming. It's always fascinating to have you on and being able to read your books. For those who may not be familiar with you, why don't you tell us a little bit about what got you into the UFOs and ETs and all that?
Sorry.
I'll decode it for you. He was wanting to know, how did you get into all of this? How did you get into writing your book, and how did you get into YouTube and everything?
That's excellent.
I know. Universal translator's not working.
Well, how did I get into ETs? Well, ETs got into me.
Yeah, well. You guys, this is real life, and you guys, this is real life, and it just shows you this is amazing. This is the best night I think I've ever had. You know, honestly. So, but seriously, Elena, how did you actually get into
Okay,
this?
serious.
Right,
Sorry. Serious.
All right.
Right, here we go. We've got 2 hours. We're fine.
Well, in fact, I was abducted since I was a child.
Yeah.
First, a baby by benevolent ETs that just look after me, and then at the age of 9 by greys, not nice people, small greys,
Yeah.
Forms Zeta Reticuli, but they work for the Orion Group, the Nebu. I was 9 years old, and they were preparing me for a program of hybridization, but this has been interrupted. I was rescued in the process by a team from the Galactic Federation of Worlds, tall, blonde beings from different origins. They took me on board their ship, they took care of me, and they brought me back. And they kept contact with me since all my life. I met them at many other occasions. Either they were beaming down physically in my room, or physically I was beamed on board their ship. That's how I. And then they were gone for a few years because there was a war somewhere else. They were on a mission somewhere else. My friends, just these ones, and this team came back in 2018, and they took me again. And this was during a famous UFO event in Ireland, the Shannon incident. It was the same night.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
I live in West Kerry, not far from Shannon Airport, and so I was on board one of these ships, and they told me they were back, and they were going to give me back my memory from my night of abduction by Grace, because it had been so traumatic. They said that they just shut it down. So they gave me that back through dreams, but it was unbearable. So I decided to go for hypnosis. And I did hypnosis, and it brought back all the memories of this night. And I decided to write a book about it, to tell my story. But then that wasn't all. In the process of writing my story, my protectors who were in contact with me started giving me some other information. So I put these informations in my first book, A Gift from the Stars.
Yes.
So that's it. It's in three parts: my story, repertoire of alien races, and then messages from them.
Yeah. It's amazing how they chose you, though, isn't it? I mean, it is. It's amazing how they pick people. Do you think that you were picked for birth? Do you think that they came for you at birth? Why do you think the Greys took you in the first place?
The Greys took a lot of people. A lot. Yeah. Can't say numbers. It's enormous. And I was one of them. Just one of them. The thing is, they picked the wrong kid.
Yes.
They picked the wrong kid.
It makes you wonder that. It does make you wonder what the Greys really want. And I mean, why do they do this? I mean, is it because that I've heard stories that they're like a robot race? There's different types of Greys, because there is.
Yeah.
But why did they do ant-like? That's the stories I've heard. They're like ant-like. There's like one mind and they control the rest. Why did they do it? Is it just like, you know?
Well, it's the Orion Group. Hey,
Yep.
Hey guys,
Cassius.
It's Cassius. Cassius.
yo, how are you guys?
Elena,
Long
Elena
time no
Cassius.
see.
Oh, you know,
We're
we
fabulous.
were waiting on you.
Nice to
Well,
meet
it's
you.
And hi, Elena. I'm actually high key. I'm fanboying right now because I'm a huge fan of your first book I've been reading. I actually suggested. I told all my fans to read it, and so most of them are reading it now. I just got to get to the second one, and I'm so hyped. I'm so glad to meet you right now.
Oh my God, thank you. That's so nice.
See,
Thank you. Glad to meet you too.
It's good having you, Cassius. It's really good having you back on the show. It really is. So,
What, like,
would you-
oh, okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
no. On you go, no, talk. We've got ages. On you go, ask a question.
Okay,
you want
what were we just talking about before I rudely interrupted?
We were talking about the Greys and who they really are and why they take people.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, it's the Orion Group, the Nebu, or the Dominions, who are terrorizing the whole galaxy, and they enslave races, worlds, to grow their power and their troops, and they create hybrids, races of hybrids. They just alter entire races genetically to submit the takes a few generations to really alter everyone, and then they have whole worlds of slaves, zombie slaves. That's what they try to do here on Earth. That won't
It
happen
didn't work.
because didn't work. We're more clever. We just we have help also, but
We've got to help them.
yeah, so they enslaved a lot of other races already in the galaxy, not only Greys, but humans also. And the little Greys from Zeta Reticuli, for instance, they're also Solipsirae from constellation Cygnus. They're also Solipsirae colony in Zeta Reticuli, which has many races. But anyway, all the little Greys enslaved to the old tall Greys from Orion. These little Greys are either genetically very altered biologic people, or either clones and synthetics. It's like synthetic dolls, you know. So these are either animated with AI, or either embodied by one of their souls. That means they can't die. The doll body don't feel pain, anything, you know, don't eat, doesn't go to the toilets, don't need anything, can be in space without suit, you know. It's just like a suit, you know.
That's actually frightening.
I have a question. Okay, so I was meditating the one time, and lately I talk about like astral projection and ETs a lot. And at one point, I decided to meditate with crystals around me, right? And this time, something told me, and I knew instantly when I'm like, something told me, I know it's just the higher power or the universe, you know, the divine. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just do it. So I put the crystals around me, and you know, I've always been told, and I knew in my being that I'm a Lyran starseed. So I decided to dig into that. I'm reading a lot into that to fully understand, you know, how that works in their history. And at one point, I was meditating, and I never had this before, where I was laying down or I was sitting down, and I started getting these flashes, and they were like they were visions randomly, and I was instantly I knew it didn't come from me because I was like, oh, it scared me. And I got these visions of planets, and I was seeing planets that really looked like Earth-like, but they weren't Earth. And so I was seeing them, and they're flashing by, and instantly the word Tiamat came in my head, and I was seeing Tiamat, and I was seeing all these planets. And then at one point, I saw a little gray being, but it was really friendly. And I know with all the research I do that not all the grays are bad, and I try and put people's head. And so instantly, I saw the gray in my head. And it was a little friendly gray being. It looked really similar to this picture of a gray being that I really like. And so I looked at it and I was like, what, like, why am I seeing this? And I asked, who is this being? Who is this being? And instantly I heard, it's you. And when I saw that, I was like, what? Like, I freaked out because I was like, no way. And I got out of meditation, I started writing, and I was like, nope, nope, right? And I'm writing, and it was crazy to think that this was me because the energy was really familiar from the being I was looking at, right? And so my question is for also a lot of people who were asking me, how is it possible for people to incarnate on Earth but be from different solar systems or like different places? Like one, like the same person could be from, Sirius and from the Pleiades. So how would that work for someone like that?
Because in fact we are all in eternal beings, eternal light beings,
Mm-hmm.
and we incarnate on different worlds. Sorry. As we go, so we may have lived in the Pleiades, we may have lived on Sirius, we may have lived on Alpha Centauri, and so you remember the lives you have had on all these worlds. So when you go back into your not cellular memory, your molecular memory of your soul, you remember. It's like it's past lives. Then you have the Starseed program. This not called Starseed. It's called the Envoy program, and they do that two ways. Either they leave the body, the body dies, and they reincarnate on Earth, for instance, in human body. So there's this, or otherwise they decide to go for a temporary mission out of their body and come back. But to do that, they put their own bodies in stasis, in pods. Okay,
I heard about that.
So in this case, you will have a strong call to be somewhere else. You're not here. In fact, you still have a link to your biological body that you that hasn't died. It's just like in hibernation, and you still have a quantum link to it, because after this body dies, you're straightly back into the other one, and you wake up. It's like in the movie The Matrix. It's the same thing.
Wow.
So in this case, wherever, imagine your body is on Alpha Centauri, you feel you're obsessed by Alpha Centauri, and you obsessed that it's your home.
Wow.
That's fascinating, isn't it? That's
I heard a lot about like homostasis and stuff like that. What was the one girl who I was talking to? It's the one other girl I talked to. She's another influencer, and she's had so much experiences with astral projection, and at one time she astral projected, and she went on this spaceship with other beings, and they were like, oh, before you incarnated, we were trying to convince you not to incarnate on Earth, but you had this binder full of places you wanted to incarnate to. And right when she told us that, I was like, that sounds like her, right? She would do that, make a whole scrapbook of place she wanted to go. So she did that, and she was like, yeah, but why am I here? I hate it on Earth. I hate it on Earth. And they were like, you know what? We told you not to go, but you really badly wanted to, right? And she's like, dang, I really did this myself, right? I did it myself. And it was hilarious. And she told me that story, and she said, yeah, the beings were telling her, yeah, I'm your brother or your sister. And it's sad. Oh, like she saw her daughter. She's like, yeah, please stay. And she's like, well, no, I gotta go back, and all of that. And she's saying the people told her body's in homostasis on the planet. And she's like, can I go and see? I want to go see what I look like. And they said nope, and they sent her back. Like I would be so curious to see what you actually look like. You know what I mean? That'd be interesting.
Yeah, they have rules, of not be in contact with your body, with your family, because of the emotional bond, the emotional reaction. If it creates an emotional reaction, it's going to interfere in you being here. It's going to make you super upset and turn you away from your mission and why you're here. So they have rules. It's like, makes sense, you don't remember, and certainly no contact with your family, because that's gonna not make things easy.
Do you think
It's
there's a way
crazy.
that people could like ascend to, like, can humans ascend to other dimensions, like get to the point where they are so high vibrational that they are actually out of this dimension, like they pop out of this dimension? Is that even possible too?
Well, you need to make the difference between dimensions and densities. We live in one dimension. A dimension is a universe, and you
Okay.
have parallel universes which are parallel dimensions. One dimensions has different levels of density of matter regarding to the elevation, the development of life forms, and also the development of consciousness. The more consciousness will reconnect with source, where it comes from on the first place, the more it will need to incarnate in higher densities of matter. A higher density, it's not higher in other place. It's in the same dimension, but the frequency is faster,
Right.
so higher in rate. So you won't see something. But for instance, the fairies, and the elves, all these beings, they are in the fourth
densities.
density. Yes, we don't see them, but they are here around us. If we just go by meditation, raise our frequency, we can start seeing them. We were talking about CE5 before
Yes.
starting this
Yeah.
show. That's the same thing. If you raise your frequency, you start to see them. It's like the cloaked ships. From the Federation, they are cloaked in fifth density, so we can't see them. But they're here.
Wow.
That's so amazing, isn't it? It really is. I mean, I can't get away with the fact that somewhere, right, on a different planet in the galaxy, there could be a body waiting for you to come back. That is just amazing.
I know, like, you're gonna die and wake up and be like, right, and then you're gonna be like, oh, we back, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited for that, but I'm highly interested in the densities and dimensions. Like, I've always, like, when I read it in your book too, I instantly wrote down, I was like, ooh, that's so interesting. And I felt it was true. Especially with astral projection. It's like the same thing when I first learned astral projection. I was like, I know it's true, right? And so you're saying that, when we talk about, 4D, 5D, like when you astral project and you're on the 4D, right? So that D is just density.
Density. Yes. The density of matter. It's a rate of vibration between the atoms of matter.
Wow. It makes sense.
Dakota, would you like to ask a question?
Actually, yes, this actually just brought something to mind. Would there ever be, say, like a special circumstance or loophole that would allow someone to meet, going off this envoy thing, meet the space? If you know what I mean?
Like meet the people there?
Your connection is not great. I didn't get the end of your sentence.
Yeah, no, I think something's interrupted.
Yeah, something's...
Basically, back in February, we experienced a type of spiritual attack, my friend and I here, with a company we have any more affiliation with. Some people in the chat are very familiar with this incident. And afterwards, there was this little girl, or at least what appeared as a little girl, showing up to a lot of people that were affected by it. The first thing a lot of them noticed is that she looked a lot like me. And a couple of them managed to talk to him and say, yeah, Dakota's my dad. And apparently it's unfolding where apparently I have a wife who's also named Elena, conveniently, from the Pleiades.
Wow.
Because it came to me too.
Yes.
It came to me too.
So you have a wife and actually a kid that relates to you as your child. You are in stasis there. That's what makes sense to me.
Yeah. So what
That's strange.
I'm curious. What do you think you would look like? What do you think? So if you are, in a star seed per se, then what do you think you would look like? Like, do you know where your soul has been and comes from?
Sorry, go on.
No, I don't know. I was just saying, I don't know. I've had visions where I was taken up and brought into like this hospital room to find out I have a second child with this woman as well. So it's like, what is going on here?
Yeah. Some mischief.
Yeah, I don't have all the elements of the story, so I don't know what to say about that.
Maybe
You know-
he's reliving, like maybe what. But see how you said about your body's in stasis somewhere. Maybe he's reliving something that happened to him when he was that person in that stasis, before he went into stasis. They come here. He's reliving something.
Yeah.
That has me thinking. Like, okay, so if you have a whole, what you're saying is you have a whole family somewhere else, which is really cool to think about. But do you have an idea of where, like what kind of being you were, like what kind of DNA you have there?
I honestly have no clue. I've been trying to figure this out for years, and it's just that so much has been happening lately where it comes back to that I have a wife and 2 kids always.
You definitely got to meditate on that.
Yeah.
See, when you go, Elena, please.
Yeah, what I don't understand is this woman. It can be 2 things, but then you will tell me what resonates best with you. It can be that you are a star seed and your real body is on in stasis on a planet in the Pleiades, and you have a wife and 2 kids, or either you, as you are in this body, you have had a relationship with an alien woman existing now. Maybe you were abducted and she got 2 kids from you.
It's honestly looking like the second one, because there was an incident when I was about 5 years old where all of a sudden I went to bed one night. Then all of a sudden I woke up at my grandparents' house. No one knew how I got there. My mother's calling, freaking out, thinking I was kidnapped. But I was perfectly fine.
That's it.
No.
That's it. Yeah, and now you said the girl looks like you now in this body. So
yes,
that makes sense. That makes sense. Yes, that makes sense. So it's your hybrid child.
All right.
Unless you're going out there and doing stuff on purpose, you traveling out there and doing stuff on purpose, then I think it was definitely that.
Yeah. So you have a. You should do hypnosis.
I know.
See, the strange thing is, before he told me this, I had weird dreams that I went, right, I've done the astral traveling. I've done it, right, but I've only ever went to the end of my street. I've never really wanted to go any further. Okay, that's the honest truth. I've never really went any further. But I get taken to this world, and it was purple. The sky was purple, right? And I could see people standing in the distance. Now there was a woman, and there was 2 kids, but there was a guy there. But I couldn't see his face. I could not see his face. I don't know who he was. But there's something that keeps playing over in my mind that says, you are here for a reason. You are here for a reason. This is your reason. This is your last time on Earth. You are here to do something. That's what I keep getting.
Yeah, all
That's
I know
what I
is
keep getting.
not even trying to be funny or nothing, but I'm not gonna incarnate on Earth again after this. Like,
No,
I'm gonna be stepping out from the outside.
Oh hell yeah!
I'd rather be a 20 tentacle being for the.
I think that's a mood everybody has, because I'm like, okay, I need help from the inside, but now I'm gonna help from the outside. You know what I'm saying? While I'm comfortable in my ship, you know what I'm saying, my chair, and then I'm
walked in.
One way ticket home.
I'm telling you, no way.
Bye.
But I think when I think about all the cool, I think about all the cool places I could have lived, and I think about, I really try to enjoy, being on Earth is actually kind of fun when I think about it. Like some of the stuff I do, I'm like, I don't think I'd be like, think about it. On other planets, like other like higher vibrational planets, we would not be able to go on the street and see people fighting, right? Like you would not go on the street in the Pleiades and see people on the street going like this. Right?
No.
You would not see that. So that's why I think Earth is hilarious, because you could go outside of McDonald's and people are outside talking about, where's my cheeseburger? Where's my cheeseburger? Right?
Oh,
Right? You
God.
can't get that in the Pleiades. So I'm just trying to be optimistic here.
Aye, but Earthlings are a rarity. We're a rarity in the universe. We're the most strangest beings in the world. I mean,
Yeah.
why would you? This is like a fun park.
Like,
It's
let
the
me
reality show to them.
I mean, yeah, Alina doesn't agree. I don't agree either.
I removed the word fun from it.
It's a journey. That's
Oh,
what
it's a
I
journey.
feel.
You're right
It's a
about that.
journey.
Oh yeah.
You know, that makes me think about
It's a
my one
journey.
time. Okay, like I know you guys probably already heard the story with the spaceship, but I also been having really crazy dreams. I could tell you guys after, because like I had a dream earlier that like my friend was having a party, and there was like some other crazy stuff, other details happened, and I texted her and I was like, "Are you thinking about having a party or something?" She's like, "How'd you know? How'd you know?" And I was like, I just dreamt it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to realize the power of dreams. But anyways, this is what makes me think of this story. So I was sleeping, right? I was laying down, and this is in this dream. I think it's real life. Like thought I actually woke up. So I got up and I heard this humming, and I want to know what you guys think. So I heard this humming, and it was like a right, like a real like spaceship hum. So I was like, what? So I looked out the window and I thought I saw something above my room. So I was like, what the hell? So I walked downstairs, I ran downstairs, and I ran outside to go to my backyard. And there was this huge spaceship above my room. But it was like I was there. Like I really thought I was seeing a real UFO in real life. So I looked at it, and I knew all the details because it was so I could just see it. And I saw it and I was like, whoa, like I'm seeing a UFO in real life. And I got really excited, and I popped back, like I woke up instantly. Right. And I know you guys were telling me, oh, it's probably real. You probably were astral projecting. But Elena, I also want to know what you think about this. And do you think it was just a dream, or I want to know what you think about that?
My belief is when you dream about ETs or UFOs, or especially UFOs, or even being on board of them, it's not a dream.
Okay.
It leaves you with screen memory, but it's not. If it's intense, if it's not a normal dream, if it's more intense than usual, you've been on board that ship.
Okay.
There's a contact, and your memory is a bit blurred. That's what I believe.
Okay. Thank you. I needed a professional's word on that. Yeah.
See, the first time I met Lisa Fry, Lisa Fry, we get on sometimes on the channel. A weird thing happened to me that night. I had the exact same dream as Dakota. I mean, the exact same. I went into this white room, and it was like a waiting room, but it was a ship. I could see out the windows, right? But I couldn't. All I can remember is all these other beings standing. There was tall ones, really thin, little ones, and I was stuck in this waiting room.
No coincidence.
Oh wow, yeah, you were on board the ship, yeah. Yeah.
I just I can't wait to have some experiences for myself. Like, for example, did you guys know that those long neck beings in Star Wars? I didn't even watch all of Star Wars, but you know that one movie where they have really long necks and little tiny heads, right? I heard that those actually are real beings. Like a guy that saw the beings, like he was like part of Star Wars, and they made the movie based on real ETs that they saw. I heard that. I thought that was so interesting. Also, because the girl I had on my podcast, which I'm posting on Monday, she said that she saw those beings. So when she said she saw that, I was like, oh, and it made me think for a second. And then I started doing research and then saw all of that. And it just makes me think even more about how they throw the truth in your face and act like they're not, because they have to disclose it to you somehow, right? They have to show it to you. So they're like, okay, why don't we just put it in the media? Right.
Yeah. Star Trek and Star Wars are soft disclosure. These beings, the Kaminoans in Star Wars, the first time I saw them on screen, I burst in tears. I was sobbing.
Really?
And I had a very strong emotional reaction.
Wow.
Like I miss them. I miss them, like something like that. And I found that super weird and disturbing that I reacted like this. And then I bought the DVD just to look the scene with the chameleons, and I was like, oh my god, all the way they move and everything. I
Mm.
could never figure out. And in all the races, my contacts have told me are in this galaxy. They're not in it. They're not in my book, A Gift from the Stars. And it was a mystery. And they leave me always finding out for myself, because it's the best way to integrate what you learn. Recently, 3 weeks ago, I was put in contact with another group of ET, the Intergalactic Confederation, who have just arrived in our star system and who are around Ganymede at the moment. And they were there. They were among them. And so I did a drawing of them, because I before incarnating, I took the tool. Good for drawing, so that helps.
Yeah, your drawings are really good. I'm trying to draw like you.
And that's this one.
Oh, he looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
Annex, right?
Yes, but it's not an Agaroth. And these ones are the Patal. The
I
Patal are
recognise that for somewhere. That's
one of the
I
founder
recognise the tall one.
races. Sorry? Yeah. The
I
Patal are
recognise the
one of
tall
the
one.
Yes, the Patal are one of the founder races who seeded humans in this galaxy, and they are master geneticists. So here we go.
Wow.
Yeah.
So have you ever do you astral project at all like on a regular basis?
Yes, and it's not the regular astral projection. I wait that they come and pick me up. It's been a problem to pick me up physically since a few months, like even the whole last year. I've been picked up only maybe twice physically, because it was dangerous with all the war going on. So they picked my astral body. So they teleported it on board their ship, and they redensified it into a copy of this body. So I can have physical experience up there.
That's
So
amazing.
Kind of.
wow. I'm just thinking about,
Wow.
because I was gonna ask, have you met like what is it like to meet? Have you met any new beings that you haven't come across before, or any new parts of the universe or things like that that you haven't really discovered and you were like newly learning about?
Yes, well, when I go upstairs, it never lasts very long. Longest I've been there was 2 hours, so it's quite long. But I'm always among my friends from the Galactic Federation, so they are all humanoids. Or there are some beings that are in my book as well. Some as well, the Agaroth. I've seen them a lot. I've seen the mantid or mantis. They are really scary. There's something about them. Well, anyway, I can talk about them a lot. Humans with different features. Different races of being. The Ginvo are they're different features. But sometimes we walk in a corridor or we are in a room and there's a being that passes behind I've never seen before, and then go like, and it's like I'm totally hypnotized, like totally mesmerized,
Yeah.
because you want to see them moving. How are they moving? How this thing articulates?
Yeah.
I want to see that. How does it move the articulation? What is his rhythm of walking when he walks? What's the rhythm? What's the movement? You want to see all these things.
All the
How does
details.
he move?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just forget everything. You're like fascinated. It's like fascinating, and the smells, because we forget about the smells, but the smell makes it so real. No,
And that's why I love ET so much. When I first started studying them, I wanted to know everything about them, every little detail. It got to the point where I still want to see one in person and have. I used to meditate, and I would literally. It's funny now, but that like it's serious. Like I used to beg. I was like, please, like just one of you guys, please interact with me. A good one, please interact with me. I'm here. Right? And I would only have like little dreams like that, which I would accept and be like, okay, I see. But I always wanted to just see one in front of me and see every little detail and gain all the knowledge they have of the universe, like all the knowledge they have in their being, I'm like, I want to have that, not just for myself and to better myself, but to better all the people that I, that follow me. Like, imagine all the universal wisdom we could share.
Cassius, I have good news for you. You know you have this wisdom. Because we are also, if you are a starseed, you're also an ET, and you also have this knowledge. You just forget a little bit. If you reconnect with who you are inside, the ET inside, the person inside, you remember. You remember all this knowledge. You know, because we are used to relay to outside sources to tell us, answer our questions.
Yeah, you're right.
But most of the time, we know this. We just have to remember the questions, the answers. You know.
Here's an interesting question for the Galactic Federation. See, they bound to have like records going back to the beginning. Who was the first race? Who was the first race? There must have been a first civilization.
Wasn't it the Lyrans? Because they're talking about the Lyrans and the Oversouls and stuff like that.
Well, the universe is extremely rich and diversified in life forms. Yes. So in the galaxy, life just appeared everywhere at the same time, more or less. But human genome is not from this galaxy. It's been imported from outside by this intergalactic confederation, these beings, the Patal, the Egoni, there are other names that I don't know. They seeded first the human genome in the constellation of Lyra in different star systems. And from there, humans developed throughout the galaxy. They actually also seeded in other many places, but first the experiment was in the Lyra zone. Yeah.
That's amazing, isn't it? I mean, do you think there's another galaxy out there? Where our home world is?
Yeah.
You know, you need to look up on internet a photo from the Hubble telescope, and there's a photo where it shows like when they switched it on first, they saw a starry sky, like something amazing, and then they realized, wait a minute, these are weird stars, and they looked at better. It's galaxies.
Really?
Galaxies. Then this photo is just Google image Hubble galaxies or telescope. I don't know. It's like
you're talking about.
You think it's a starry sky? It's stars, hundreds, like not hundred, like billions and trillions, and enlarge it. Each of them, it's a galaxy. That makes you realize
how big the universe is.
I mean, what does the Galactic Federation think? See how our scientists will know the best. They think that there was a Big Bang. I've always had the feeling that the universe has always been and always will be. Do you think?
I haven't understood all your question.
Universal translator's broken again. Right?
Oh,
the Earth scientists, right, predict that the universe was born in an explosion trillions of years ago. What do you really think happened? Do you think that the universe has always been and will never end?
I think it has always been and will never end, but it has breathing cycles.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like that's what they were. I remember I was researching and they talk about the black hole and the white hole, and they were saying that, the Big Bang was just like the end, like was a white hole and everything like expanding out. When I heard that, it makes sense because we always, the spiritual and conscious people like to say, oh, it was always here, but really everything breathes and everything has like a beginning and a rebirth.
If it's alive, it breathes.
Right. So it's the same with the universe. So then it will die. So they're saying it's like it gets sucked in or something, and then or like a black hole all gets sucked in, and then the new universe is rebirth, just like how
over and over.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's always new universes, coming to fruition, and there's always new souls. When I heard about that, like new souls actually being born, I thought that was super fascinating. Like even if you watch the movie Soul, and you see like
Yeah.
the little, oh no, that's my favorite movie. I watch it over sometimes to literally take notes. Like I love taking notes on kids movies, and you watch them and you see the little souls going la, 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 and then they're like the universe. This is what fascinated me the most was that the Jerrys, or for what they're called, like they're the big beings that teach, and they're like, "Come on, children." I was like, "Oh," and they go, and the guy's like, "Who the hell are you? Like, what are you doing?" And the girl goes, "Well, I'm the universe. I'm the birther of all things." And I was like, "Pause, pause," and I paused it, and I was like, "She did not say that," and so I reversed. And I was like, she did say that. Like these movies, they throw it right in your face, and it just brightens my soul to hear them actually talk about this stuff.
It's good to know that it will never end. Your soul's energy. So when you die, you'll probably go back to your pod, and
Yeah,
you'll
and when your
jump back
soul
out.
like dies, when your soul dies, it doesn't really, don't mind the blue on me. I was just spray painting. But when you die, your soul doesn't really die. It's just like
No,
merging
no.
to source, and then
Yeah.
again, you're gonna come back out again as like a new soul, right? So
Yeah.
it's all just a constant rebirth, and
Mm.
you are the universe. I try and tell that
Yeah.
people too, that you
Yes, that's
are
nice.
the grand being.
Yes,
But it makes
yes,
you
yes.
it makes you wonder that if everything became, there must be a higher being. There must be an intelligence that gave life to the universe.
Yeah. And scientists are just starting to say that too. They're like something else, like because there's too much gaps in our DNA and too much that, and
Yeah.
there's just too much like there something they were saying, the scientists, something helped make us. There's some
Yeah.
outside influence. Then you'll hear the people, "Oh, it was mushrooms. Oh, it was marijuana." No, it was something more grand, right? If it was mushrooms, then it was put
Yeah.
there to assist us, right? To help, if that's the case, right? But overall, there was something that had their hands come in and move us around, and then stick its hand out and then be like, "Welcome," right? And so
Yeah.
really the earth, again, is, you guys already know this, the earth is like a huge reserve. And then once we all come to our
Yeah.
senses, they're gonna be like, "Oh, hey y'all," and we're like, "We were always here," right? Especially the
Yeah.
ones within the earth, right? Like the Agarthans, they are gonna be, oh, I read
Yeah.
they're actually gonna, when they come out, right, when we become more conscious, they're gonna come out of where they are, and they're gonna mesh with our
Mhm.
society, and then some of our society is gonna go down and mesh with theirs and like learn from them and stuff. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Like if they were like, "Who wants to go?" I'd be like, "Me, let's go, let's go." Like I'd be the first, but low key, it'd be scary. Like think about that technology. Like imagine that technology. We don't even know what's in the earth. It's just theories, right?
Just
That's
like the
it.
moon.
That's
We
it.
don't know what's
Peop-
in the moon.
People always, we all want to have direct official contact with these ET civilizations, for instance. But we don't realize that it's not going to be like in a sci-fi movie. In a sci-fi movie, the ETs arrive and everybody goes, "Wow, okay, yeah, great,
Yeah.
ETs are here." No, it's traumatizing. It's traumatic. It's traumatic. I mean,
Mhm.
it's good to see things in the movies, but when you actually see one in front of you that moves and smells and talk and it's there are some weird life forms, and the technology is disturbing too.
Yeah.
So they go slowly,
Here,
slowly.
People are gonna freak out.
I'll bring this question
yeah.
Oh,
here.
many people are going to freak out.
Yo,
Oh
people
yeah.
are gonna really go mad.
There we
Yeah.
go. What is the? There's a question for you there. What is the primary anomaly? Thanks.
Yeah, what
What's
is
that?
that?
What is that?
Would it
What
be
is that? Can you explain a wee bit?
would it be the singularity that is at the origin of the Big Bang, and that is the singularity from where everything breathes
No.
out and in? Maybe Maybe
think
that's what
that's
this person is talking about.
Yeah. I just seen it there. It just popped up, and I wondered, what's that?
It's
It's
an
a kind of
interesting
strange
question.
one.
Yeah, interesting.
It's funny how we all, as conscious people, we learn things, and we all think, like, as I started getting really more conscious, I was like, ooh, I got this, right? Like, I'm really in a like advanced part of my evolution. And then as I started digging more, you learn how much you don't know. Like, as I started meeting other influencers and other conscious people, they're way farther than me. Like, some of them are astral projecting every single day, or they go to the Akashic records, and then they're like, "What have you done?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I've read a few books. I've read a bunch of books."
Yeah, but it's not a competition. I mean, some people take it as a
See,
competition.
I
It's
think we're
not.
here just to
It's
learn.
not. Yeah, you're right.
It's not
We're here to
competition.
learn. We go back. I think we're here just to learn. Then we go back, and then we can come back. And I think we just keep doing that for ever.
Yeah. I don't go upstairs every night. I mean, just when it happens, it's not. I'm not going to force things. When I'm invited, I go, and that's it. It's not,
What advice do you have for people that are just getting into consciousness, and they're overwhelmed? I know a lot of them that are overwhelmed, and I have to help them and tell them, take your time. But what advice do you have for them?
To first work a lot on focusing about themselves, meditating a lot to meet who they truly are.
Yes.
Not follow anyone blindly. Certainly do not follow people who carry messages of fear, stress, anxiety, that will promise you that you are going to be saved. Anything that puts you in a passive state of waiting for something, it's not coming from the good side. These people are not influenced by the good side. The messages from the good side, the good entities and the good beings, are always messages of empowering yourself, messages of empowerment. And this message will always tell you, move your bum, do something. You have the power to change this world. You have the power to manifest the future, to modify the hologram of reality around you. They will entice you to be active, and okay, you can really listen to these advice if you receive them, or see people say that. But people will tell you there's going to be like a catastrophic event or something, or a second planet, and only the chosen one will go there. That's just fear tactic. That's just coming from something else. Be careful. I would say calm down and meditate on yourself. You have all the answers. Remember who you are.
And take
Work on
information
that.
from different sources. 100%. Don't just go from one.
Yeah.
Biggest mistake.
Yeah, and see what resonates with what you need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all different, and there's different speed. It's a personal process, so it's not a competition. It's not a run.
Yeah.
So everyone its own pace.
Do you think that the Earth is actually like ascending, like it's actually going places? Because I thought it was actually, things were actually working out, right? And I was very happy. And then I go out, and when I go out anywhere, I'm like, shoot, nobody's awoken. Like, everybody's still fighting about this 3D stuff, right? And my head is up elsewhere, right? So do you think that the Earth is actually, I know it's on a track, but like, do you think it's actually moving faster?
Yes, I think so. That the Earth is ascending. The thing is that there's an illusion that has been installed, a programming that has been really, really installed by the enemy, and people are living this illusion, and it's been disconnected from the enemy. It's been this kind of illusion matrix has been just disconnected. It should disintegrate and just vanish. But the thing is, the people are maintaining it. By fear. You
have to eliminate all fear from you, period. All fear you have to get rid from inside of you.
Yeah, fear is the main weapon of the enemy. Do not consent to anything that comes to you by fear. If you are pushed to do something by fear, don't do it.
You're so right.
Where do you see I mean, you see it in the what I don't like with the media and stuff. The news, that see every movie they bring out about aliens, they're bad. No, every alien's bad. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
it's
a plan,
everything
bro. It's all
everywhere.
planned.
It's so
That's a
planned. But I
preconditioning.
think they're taking things serious.
Mhm.
They are
Yeah.
taking things more serious. Do you not think that it's like the mainstream media are actually starting to take it more serious? But I think that's getting us ready for somebody coming. I think that's
Oh,
them just trying to.
it's all a preparation for the fake alien invasion.
Yeah.
That
I was just about to say
you know.
that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Go on, Cassius.
I
Yes,
wonder
you
when
were
it'll
saying,
happen.
I was gonna say, the fake alien invasion. I didn't believe that stuff at first. I was, at the beginning, I was like, I thought it was another fear tactic. But no matter
Yeah.
where I go and what I read, I would keep coming across it. It's same thing with Agartha. I didn't believe it at first, and so I think that's super interesting. I don't know how I feel, like whenever people ask me about it. Oh, what do you think about the fake alien invasion? I think be prepared. Like if you see an invasion, it's fake, right? You'll just know it's fake,
Yeah.
just person. But
Mhm.
overall, I don't think it would happen. I think people are coming too conscious now. Like if it were to happen, I think people would just be sitting there like, yeah, we know this is fake. And the government would be like, oh shoot, and then they'd have to take it down. Right. So I don't think it's gonna work.
Yeah. I'm very impressed at how they didn't think we would be so clever, and I'm
Yeah.
very sorry for all the millions of dollars they waste into making the
Yeah.
holographic machines and the fake UFOs. I mean, sorry, lads.
Nice try.
Nice try. we were clever.
Yeah, it's gonna be hilarious. I would love to see
We
them
busted
try.
you.
Yeah.
You get the old holograms out.
Yeah, well, someone would realize. Imagine you're trying to fight it. Someone gets brave enough to fight one, and you're like,
You fly
and
right
your
through
hand
it.
goes right through it, and you're like, why am my hand going through this? Or like,
Well,
I'm
they'll
curious
put,
on how they would actually do it.
but they'll close it down. I mean, look what they did with the virus, right? They closed the world down, right? They'll just do the exact same. They'll say, "Oh, they're coming to get us. Oh, they're coming to kill you. They're going to suck your brain or whatever these bad aliens do." They'll make something up, and they'll make it believable. They'll
Just scare
detonate
you.
a couple of nuclear bombs here, there, and everywhere, and
Yep.
before you know it, everybody hiding, and all the bad aliens are coming. But in actual fact, it'll just be one big play, so as they can bring in the new world government and control us all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna have to. The government has to fix their act really quick because even now we're not falling for. Like, okay, when I got conscious, I started to realize that, because I was really with all the racial stuff going on in my area, I was very pro-black. So I was very, fight the power, all of that, right? And I was very for, all, especially like people of color's rights. But as I started getting spiritual and reading, which Elena's was one of the first few books I read, I was like, yo, literally everything is a division tactic.
Yeah.
Race, religion,
Yeah.
Even politics. Like, are you Democrat or conservative? Like, I can't talk about that stuff anymore. As soon as people talk about it, I'm like, oh, anyways, like, especially for racial issues, we still have a lot of racial problems. Like, as a black man, I struggle where I am, but I recognize that, like, I don't look at other people and be like, oh, I'm, like I did back then. I was like, oh, I only want to talk to people that look like me because they understand. But now I'm like, these are people out here that are out on this planet like me, human beings, right? So I think the one huge thing that people, as when you get conscious, you realize, bro, like, I'm not, I'm not black or Hispanic or whatever. I'm just human, a different variation.
That's it.
Yes. And when everybody starts looking like that, the world will change because they'll see right through all the stuff that was put out to divide us. Like, even now, if they ask me, I'm like, they're like, who are you voting for? I'm like, I ain't voting at all now. You know what I'm saying? It's just not worth it anymore. It's not worth the energy.
We're human. Humans are all the same. That's what I see.
Yes. Why it's a divide and conquer tactic, and while we are focused on fighting each other, our brothers and sisters, we're not fighting the real enemy, who laughs, who's laughing.
It's all distraction.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alina, do you watch any, like, I'm curious, what do you do on your free time? Like, do you watch movies? Do you, like, what do you do? I'm so curious.
I read other people's books.
Yeah.
I read, yes, and when I don't read, I go for a walk in nature.
Oh, I love
Very
it.
cool.
Okay, I'm gonna start because me and movies are like this. Okay, because I especially I can't watch movies now just for entertainment. Like anytime I watch, even when people tell me to watch Rick and Morty, which I don't watch that stuff. Like when they watch Family Guy, I'm like, I ain't no right. But I started watching Rick and Morty and stuff like this. I could see like they put the truth right there. So I'm watching Rick and Morty, and my friends are laughing. They're like, "Oh, he's funny," but I'm like, "Didn't you just see they went through the portal and talked to that ET, and then they went to Roswell and then stuff like
Yeah.
that?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, but it's hilarious." I'm like, like they're telling you the truth right there. So you could watch these things as like a controversy. I'm curious if Chris and Dakota have ever experienced that, like when you awaken and you see these things.
Oh,
yeah.
I see. I see it when I watch movies and stuff like that, and I can hardly watch. I don't watch much TV anymore because the stuff
Yeah,
that's on is
no.
just.
Mm.
I mean, I watch a couple of movies now and again. I watched that film last night. Was it Finch? It's about a guy that Tom Hanks he builds a robot because it's the end of the world. There's been a solar flare or something. He builds this robot, and it was really really interesting. But it's still played off as if people were still trying to kill each other in it.
Yeah.
And it's they should have done it more where they should have been working together to try and save the world. But
I
here's
can
a
only watch
curious.
stuff if there's like some sort of conscious like aspect I could get from it. If I can't get anything from it, like if it's Family Guy, I'm not watching it. But if it's Rick and Morty or like like if it's Gaia TV or something like that, I'm gonna be hooked, right? My popcorn, right? But
Yeah,
other than that, if
Yeah.
it's something, dingy, nice try,
It makes you wonder, Elena, what does the ETs that come to Earth think about our TV? What do they think? Because they must think it's
They
they
got
must
their own
think we're
TV, but
raving
it's more
lunatics.
intelligent. It's entertainment.
The thing is, everything we broadcast goes into space.
Yeah.
Everything.
Mhm.
Everything. Okay. So they, yeah. Yeah,
So
Chris,
they see
yeah.
me. So when I post those videos of me dancing like years ago, right? You know those dance videos I posted years ago. They saw that, so they
You're
saw me up
past
in the
Jupiter
camera.
now.
Up in the camera. No, that's embarrassing.
Yeah. I mean, in there may be an ET civilization at the other side of the
Oh my
galaxy one
God.
day.
Oh yeah.
No.
Do we really want to contact this civilization? We're not going to go to the trouble of
This is embarrassing.
It's going to be absolutely funny as anything if a civilization sees Star Trek, right? And they'll think, oh, they must be highly sophisticated and they've got starships and they can fly. They'll come here, then they'll see us squabbling and killing each other.
Yeah, or they see us standing there like, hey, you want a hot dog? Like, and they're gonna be like, what the hell's a hot dog? Right? I'm embarrassed because they saw me with my picky head and my dance moves way back.
It's probably beyond Jupiter now, that transmission. It's still going.
They're gonna come here and they're gonna be like, oh, you're that crazy kid that was dancing. And I'll be like, no, I did it this time. Oh, I just can't wait.
Well, I know the few ETs I know listen to some of our music because they like to see the artistic creativity of humans. So many of them actually are interested into our musical creations.
That makes sense.
The movies they don't understand. They don't get it. The thing with actors playing roles, they find it uninteresting. That's they find it, whatever. But the music because they have music themselves, they have developed technology and arts with the sound becomes coupled with holographic things. I've seen someone playing kind of a harp one day upstairs, and the sound, the notes was creating holographic lights, moving lights in the room. It was quite beautiful. So they're interested in our music productions, and because it carries emotions and it's like a language.
Yes.
And they're very interested. So they listen to our music a lot, anything, and with interest,
That makes sense, again, because music is, of course, vibrations and all of that. I find that super interesting to think that they listen to all of our music. The acting part you said makes total sense because, a few times I've actually looked at this, like, especially as an actor myself, I'm like, I can't, whenever I look at movies, I see them acting a part, like a story instead of like the story itself. So it's kind of hard to watch a movie from like, an average person perspective. But I've also watched it like as a conscious person too. I'm like, they're really just putting it there for a reason. Like all this media has a reason for being there, whether it's distraction or to put something in your head about whatever, right? It's all there for a reason. It's all for information, because that's how they relay information to everybody else, right? So when you said that makes total sense, right? Wow.
Well, I believe, to my understanding, the cinema industry started by entertainment, and it was very genuine and artistic creation only. But the governments see there very quickly a tool of manipulation of the masses. That's the problem.
100%.
Not everything, of course, about this industry, but a lot. It became a tool.
It makes you wonder, because you say that the extraterrestrials out there, they listen to like a music. So in theory, you could make a music as a message and send it to them.
Yes,
I wonder
absolutely.
if they would answer you back.
You remember Steven Spielberg's movie Encounter of the Third Kind?
Yes.
They communicate through music.
Right. Yes.
Hey, pause. I need to go search that movie real fast.
And
let me go
people who did consult from Project Blue Book did help with that movie.
Was that not
Yes.
Table Mountain?
Well, Alan Hynek was an advisor on the movie, and even he's played in the movie by François Truffaut, the French actor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
I mean, so it's fascinating. I mean, it's fascinating. So in theory, we could make a music of some kind, send it to them, and then they could probably send something back.
Yes,
of
course.
Because there you go. That's what you should do. You should send something out there. See someone.
You want me to bust a rap? You want me to bust a rap? And then
I'll be probably sitting right now watching
wanna
this.
Talk? Hey, y'all want to talk? No.
They're probably sitting watching this right now. You know that. They probably are watching this.
No, I'm not trying to bust a rap and then send it to space. Yeah. No. I think I would more likely because I always thought about what would I do if I were to actually interact with ETs. It would not be busting a rap. Okay. It would most likely, like I always tell myself, it would be through astral projection. Like I already had so much plans from when I astral project consciously what I want to do. And the first thing I want to do is, go out and interact with other beings, especially like hearing about the astral highway and things like that. I found that the one thing that brings me joy in life is interacting with other souls. So I think that would be the most fascinating thing, to go up there and meet beings from like across the universe, and then I'll be like, yo, what planet are you from? And they'll be like, who are you? Why are you're a human? What are you doing here? And I'll be like, yeah, we're out here, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, okay, well, I'm a very enlightened being from Earth and stuff like that. But I also heard you have to learn the manners of their planet. I heard this too. Like you can't just go up there. Yeah, you can't just go up there and be like, what's up, and put your hand out to handshake. Like some of them, they'll metaphorically slap you, right?
Yeah, I mean, scratching your nose maybe a terrible insult, or
Yeah, you have to watch yourself.
And then galactic war.
If I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm gonna get punched, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's not as easy as we imagine, ET contact. It's a cultural shock.
Yes, I imagine them coming
As-
here. Oh, mercy!
Yeah.
I'm going to look up some music from.
Stop.
I need to. Because honestly, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's going to. I can see you now, Cassie. She'll be on the keyboard. The ship will be landing in the White House lawn.
No, I see you making your own song. I can see you making your own song with a little microphone hooked up to his little camera, and him make a little music video. And then he's singing. He'll be like, "Hey guys,"
But you don't want to hear
he'll be-
me sing. You don't want to hear
Oh,
me sing.
no.
I
The
don't.
UN's got an embargo against me.
I can hear you
The aliens would
singing
put me in the
and
airlock and open the door.
No, I'm fearful, and I can see you dancing for your music video. For his music video is gonna be in there like this, and then he's gonna send it out. No, I'm scared.
I just think that video that you did, yes, is just it's going. One day it will reach a civilization with billions of beings, and it'll be played across the entire world.
No, that is. Oh, I heard. I also was told this that these beings will know when you're open to them. Like they'll know
Yeah.
when you want to contact them. So I was out there. I already made videos on it. I was sitting outside and I was like, "Hey, where are you guys at? I'm ready, right? I'm ready." And oh my gosh, I just thought about if they
There's
know that
that
we want to contact
question.
them.
Right, here's a question. I'll bring it up here. Does ETs like our fashion?
Nope.
And can you talk about their fashion? There you go. What do they wear? That's a good question, actually.
Hi, Emma. She's from my love crew for my channel. Well, yeah, they have fashions. Yes. They have fashion, and they, of course, they're interested in our fashion. They look. I have to say, more actually, the female ones are looking into our fashion, but the males sometimes as well. They're interested, they're curious, but they have their own style, their own. Because for them, fashion is also showing a social status and your role in a society. Also. So it's all codified colors, the style of clothes, because there are so many different races, and they need to see straight away, oh, this one is from this culture. So a culture will keep a certain style of fashion forever, as much as they can. For instance, I know there's a culture around the star Vega. It's the Adari. They have long neck like this, and large sleeves. So so when you see them, oh, that's Adari culture, things like that, or different things.
Which makes
And
so
then
much sense.
And then they'll see people like us with t-shirts on, and they'll think, "Oh my god, look at these strange things."
I was gonna say, yeah, they see foreign styles and they're like, "Ew, like what are they wearing?"
No.
I think we have to start doing that. I think even when you look at humans overall, and not just like the cultures, like you look at different cultures and they wear different things, but I mean like when you look at the individual, right? Like individual people will wear, when you see what they wear, you could see how they feel about themselves and
that's
what
it.
kind of person they are and stuff like that, right?
Something I want to say also about fashion is I've never seen anyone wearing clothes that make their body ridiculous. The clothes would always be in respect of the body. On Earth, we don't have all the time that. On Earth, we're sacrificing to fashion ridiculous way of clothing, really ridiculous. And it's sometimes like, oh my god, like no signs of intelligent life on this planet. Close the door.
I know. They'll be like, "Oh no, let's just keep going."
Keep going.
Keep going. I'm not going there again. But do you think they ever come down and mingle with us? Do you think they come down and mingle with us and maybe eat our food and stuff like that? Maybe go.
Oh yes.
What do they think?
the humanoids, most of the humanoids have the same genomes. We are all cousins, of course, with physical differences, slight physical differences, because some of us have grown on different planets with different atmospheric composition, pressure, radiation from the star. So color of skin can change, the proportions of the body can change, etc. But we can interbreed, and we can mainly eat kind of the same thing, but you need to adapt your digestive system with enzymes first. But it's possible. Yeah, there's a lot of ET humanoids living among us on Earth, and we can't.
Don't know it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can't
You're the
tell
neighbor.
they are. Yeah, it's because they're like
sure.
that's
us.
what fascinated me the most. Is like, I guess
Yeah,
you'd be able to tell though in a way, like especially if you're conscious, you'll be able to know because their mindset and their energy is different. So you'll be like, you'll get that sense like this person is not an average human, right? So
yeah,
you'll be able to sense it in that way.
yeah,
But I find that interesting. I love going out and thinking, okay, well, let me like, because I'm really sensitive to energy, so I feel people's energy. So like sometimes I'll
yeah,
just go out and like sense, like I'll be like, okay, is this person, I think about that, I'm like, is this person from Earth, like is this person like this person, I just love reading that. And let me tell you guys a story because I got so excited. So I tell my followers this story. So literally
Right.
we went to get some furniture for my room, right? And we went to, I think it was called, I forget what store it was, but anyways, we went out there and I come out the store and I see this really tall guy, and he's really tall, he really handsome, and he just looked very like powerful, but he wasn't like, he had boots on, like he was a worker, right? But when I was going around, I was outside and I look over, and as I look over at him, he looked at me, right? But he was looking at me like this, like he gave me like this look, and he just like smiled at me, like gave me a little side smile and a wink, and then walked away. And I was
yeah,
like when I
Fucking
saw
good
that,
dude.
his
yeah,
energy overall was very like powerful. Like
yeah,
before
because
he,
they're
yeah, so
telepathic.
so before he looked at me, I just felt like oh, this guy's different. And when he looked at me and gave me that little side smile, I was like, oh my gosh, right? And I stared at him until he went in his car. I was like this. And I watched him go to his car. I probably looked like a creep. Right? I was watching him go to his car, and I was like waiting for him to look back. He didn't, and then he drove off. And that moment left a scar. I didn't even think about an ET or anything like that. I was just thinking that guy just changed my life for some reason. And I told my followers, and then that's when they were like,
Yeah.
100 of them were like, that was probably an ET, right? ET. And now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh, like, and they're like, what if it was someone checking up on you as a star seed on Earth just to like check up
That
on
was
you?
ET.
And I
Yeah.
was like, but no matter whatever people say, he changed my life in a way that I can't even like say. Do you know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Totally.
That's
I'm gonna find him. No, I'm gonna find him, and
You
I'm
find
gonna
him.
watch him again. I'm gonna watch him again. Watch him walk by, and if I see him again, I'm gonna be like, I need your number. Like, I just need your Snapchat. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait. Find that man.
Yeah.
Like, but why? Like, I ken this is going to sound stupid, but say I was an alien, I'm in a society where I've got basically they can cure
This is
any
a safe space. You
disease,
can tell
the
us if you're an
technology.
alien. It's
Why
okay.
would you come here? Why would you come here unless you were working to help them? But why else would you come here? Unless they're obviously maybe bad aliens and they're influenced, maybe they're bad and they're maybe because I always thought that you think about all these elites in the world. I mean, it makes you wonder.
For
Because
some
they
aliens,
control the world.
it's a vacation. It's an experience.
There's no
Crazy
other
to come
place
here
like
for a
that.
vacation, but yeah, but that's not the main thing. The main thing is most of them come here to help and to do work.
Yeah.
In all this process,
Right.
they are here for a reason, for work to do. Yeah.
It's like, what is it? Nikola Tesla. They thought that he
Oh, yeah.
was. Yeah, they thought he wasn't from Earth anyway.
Yes, I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's files.
Dakota, would you?
Yeah. I was just going to add to it on the Tesla bit. Anybody can go on to the FBI website and go through the archives and see that it's documented. They believed Tesla was actually from Venus.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna need that that document after.
Just it's right on the archives. Anybody can get it.
If I tell my followers about that, they're gonna freak.
Yeah.
But it's amazing that because all his technology, when he died, the FBI went in and took everything. And to this day, it's locked away somewhere.
Well, actually, it was the family's. I think I don't know if an uncle or family from Trump, Donald Trump, his family.
Yeah, that's right.
People from his family who got all his studies and material, and that stayed with the Trumps.
Do you know the place where he done his experiments was actually stripped bare? They took everything. They even disassembled the tower. It did somewhere.
Yeah, but that's not lost, and it's gonna be given back to us.
Well, hopefully it'll come back soon.
Yeah.
So Dakota, would you like to ask questions from beyond?
From beyond, I'm still here.
No, beyond.
I always found it kind of ironic. This is kind of that. Yes, Trump's family was directly involved in all of Tesla's equipment after he passed away, and found it kind of funny. Shortly after he's in office, we have all this ET stuff going down.
Yeah,
and he signed the thing to release
Trump doing.
He was gonna come out and say, do you guys remember that? People were saying he was gonna come out and say aliens are real. But the supposed, like they were saying the supposed Galactic Federation told him not to. But I was like, I was sitting there, I took that dead serious. So when they said the Galactic Federation told not to, I was like, no, they really did, right?
Yeah, they really did. They really did. And they were the whole. It's not yet, not now. Yeah.
When do you think in a time scale? When do you think it'll be? When do you think in a time scale?
Well, we will all see the civilian official contact, but the contact has always been made with the Galactic Federation since the 1940s. The government started cooperating with them since the 1940s. So we have programs, secret programs in common with them. Technology programs in common with them, so they work already in the U.S. Navy and different. There's the Earth Alliance, which is an alliance of some military forces from Earth and theirs. So we are. They are here. They are really involved in our society. The thing is, it's the civilians. The civilians are. It's just kept secret from the civilians because not to cause mass hysteria. Because people don't realize. Yeah, we are ready. We're not. No, I mean, slowly we are being conditioned to be ready by, slowly soft disclosure by contactees. Contactees. It's a great way they found, because, for instance, me, not everyone believes me, which is good because it's not official. So, and I change the mentalities by the information I give, but because it's not official, it's fine. Some people don't believe it at all. That's part of the thing. It's soft, slowly, and the others do the same.
That's a great way to look at it.
I would like to see it in my lifetime.
Yes, you will. I'm sure you will. Will.
Oh yeah,
it's coming. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I can't listen. I heard that they might actually come.
They're supposed to be a grand real.
Oh,
sorry.
I'll just let Cassie's go first. Dakota's froze.
Poor guy. He's probably struggling. Anyways, so he told me, a few people told me that, they might come in 2022, and I honestly, whenever people tell me, like they ask me when they're coming, I tell them the biggest. Look how he's frozen. But the gap, right, will be, I tell them 2022 to like 2060. I think there's going to be that gap where there will be a lot of disclosure. Like they will probably come out and be like,
yes,
these are real. So I think within those 50 years, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
And when you think about it, we haven't still sorted out our problems. That's what I was saying at the start.
Oh.
The good ET, the Federation takes care of the ET problem, the invaders. They
Yeah.
kick them out. They do that, but they're not going to take care of the human problems. It's us to sort out our shit. It's us to put the job and do the final.
See, that's weird that the internet starts going wonky.
Someone's here.
To do the job now. It's us to do the stand up and all these things. And as long as I haven't done that, they will not do a civilian open contact, because imagine civilian open contact happens tomorrow. Okay, all the ships come down and it's like spectacular. We are going to stop everything else.
Yeah.
We are going to stop thinking and doing anything about everything else. We're going to be so like, oh my God, that's it. So they don't, and that's it. So that's why, in that sense, that we're not ready.
And if humans realize that, ETs are real, think about it. The economy would crash. All the, all the stuff, politics would crash. People, of course, things like racism and stuff like that would end. But overall, everything would crumble, and the government does not want, most people know this, the government does not want to lose their power. So the best way to disclose it, like you guys said, is to put a fake alien invasion and act like, say, oh yeah, they're real, but they're a threat. And that's what they love, especially in Men in Black. I always tell people, Men in Black, like I made a video on it, that they have the truth in there, that it's almost everything they put in Men in Black is the truth. But the only thing that's not true is that it's a threat. Like they'll say they depict the Men in Black as like good people, when that's not necessarily the truth, right? But overall, everything else they put in there, especially with ETs and everything, it's spot on, man. Spot on.
When you go to Dakota, you were saying before you froze in time.
No, Cassius got my point that I was trying.
It's weird. It's the weird. The internet. There is a big solar flare hitting tonight. I know that.
And
I think that's maybe messing
the thing
up
is
the
also,
communication lines. Where'd you go? When you
Frozen, I can't read.
frozen. That's weird. That is, there is a massive solar flare hitting tonight. I know that.
sorry.
Oh, Dry, we're losing her.
When you
Oh,
go,
there we go.
Elena.
What's happening?
When you go, Elena, you froze. You froze.
Yes, I was saying that I always come with interference
Yeah.
100%.
because I'm connected to other stuff. So and they're listening always. So
Yes.
Yes.
Cassius, would you like to ask another question?
so
I gotta go in like 10 minutes or 5 minutes or
go
so.
on.
But
Let's get going.
okay. What can I ask? Because I had so much that when I told my friends I was going to talk with Elena, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be talking with Elena in like a few days. They were like, what? And they're freaking out, and I was just like, yeah, she's, I can't wait to meet her. She's pretty cool. And they were like, what? And I think someone asked me, they wanted me to ask, what is it actually like to be in the presence of another worldly being? Like, what is it about them that you could describe that is not like meeting a human? Because meeting a human is different than meeting an ET. So can you describe what it's like to be in their presence and feel them? I know she froze.
I think she's froze.
Yeah. There we go.
the aura, the energy. I'm. Hear me now. Can you hear me?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
Dry, she's gone.
Yes.
I think.
Yes, I was saying field. This being comes from another biosphere.
Yeah.
That's what you feel first. And the presence, the way of moving, the different way, and that really is very impressive.
Mhm. Yeah. Wow.
Whatever the race,
Mm-hmm. And that,
the
that makes so
magnetism
much
is different because they come from another
Yeah.
world with a different magnetism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the appearance is like you're
Of course.
fascinated by you and compare, and you want to see how it moves.
Yeah.
How do they move? Come on, Ali,
Yeah.
do move. I want to know how you work. How yeah, but of course you don't say all these things, but you're like, you just but first is the aura.
Mhm.
First is the energy
How
field. And then you want to hear
how
them
do you
talking.
think?
Do you speak their language?
Oh, I want to hear them speak too. What? How do they sound?
Yeah, they have their own languages, but the thing is they understand each other because they have this telepathic communication. Oh, that's quite complex. It's a long subject,
Yeah.
but they have vocal languages, most of them.
How do you think humans could achieve that same aura and that same energy and vibrational energy they have?
By reconnecting to our own power, because we can develop this same energy, this same magnetism, electromagnetism. We can. We're
Mhm.
just constricted and not confident enough. We need to really go back into who we are and beam it out and embrace our power.
I love it.
And
Yeah.
we will be stronger,
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? I
Just
can't wait for all of us, especially me, anyways. Me, I'm
You're
gonna be
looking for
selfish to achieve, such a, achieve so much ascension, like energy
yeah.
and wisdom enough to fully. Because again, to help anybody else, you have to help yourself, and you have to get to the spot, right? So,
Yeah.
of course, we all here have evolved so much. Especially when I look at my past, and I was like, "Why did I do that?" Like the way I looked, I really looked like a crazy person, okay? But I look at myself and how much I've evolved, and it's crazy to think how we all evolved in so much different ways, right?
Yeah.
And I can't wait personally to get to the point where I'm so like knowledgeable and wise to where I can help the world and fully, reach my fullest potential. That's what I'm most excited for, reaching a full potential and full power.
Yeah. That's it. That's
Mhm.
it. That's what we have to. That's our job. Reconnecting with our power. And once we reconnect with our power, we are free.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't
Here's an
wait.
interesting question. What's the most strangest alien you've ever seen?
I was gonna ask that. Hey.
I read your mind.
Seen with my own eyes. Strangest.
The no mopo, I want to say.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
What's their name? Matrax? It's the Matrax.
Matrax. Yeah.
No, not the Matrax. They're in my book actually.
They're from the planet called Gnomopo, right?
Oh no! This one, I'm glad I didn't meet them.
Oh,
The
okay.
Nekumak. No. No, this one's like no. I just my book is next. So it's very disturbing because I show you the picture. That's it. That's them.
Okay, I'm ready.
Matrax. Yes, I've seen these ones.
Let me see.
Ooh.
It's hard to see. She froze. Wait.
You've froze.
I think I know which one she's looking at. I got to go here myself.
I'm waiting mine still. I think the Amazon guy must have got lost in the hills.
He tried to order a copy of my book and ended up getting the wine voucher because it was taking so long.
Yeah.
Look at
I
that.
can see it now.
Nice. They're nice.
Yeah, I see that one.
It's got quite a long skull at the back, hasn't it?
I've seen pictures of those ones and stuff like that, and I thought those ones are really interesting.
I I watched another book. I was once in a recreational area, and that's it. That one here on the side. And when I came back, I drew a drawing of all the beings I met, and that's one. That's a scene can interest you.
Ooh.
Every time I go to the ship, though, I was stuck in the waiting room for some weird reason.
Oh,
In a room like that.
That's this one.
wow. So that's the crazy or the
Yeah.
weirdest
That's
thing you've ever-
fascinating.
And I always remind people that there's a smell always coming with beings. So the smell makes it so real, because when you smell a corporal odor from someone, it goes into you. It's really weird. The molecules go into you. You know,
Makes
so
sense,
it's disturbing, disturbing, because it's really contact. Odors
go,
are
Cassius.
physical contact. By distance, it's physical. You know, that's
There you go,
that's,
Cassius.
it's
Take a can of
disturbing.
links with you.
Yeah, I have to get because she showed the picture in the second book. Now I have to go and get the second book because listen, I have so many because I'm a nerd. Okay,
Get it.
I have, and you guys can see the books behind me. Like I read a lot. Like I just got I'm not even finished reading all these books, and I just got another one today. Right?
Oh, that's me. Yeah. I have a pile to read, and I buy more and more and more. I know.
Yes, and I don't stop.
I know. Same.
Literally. So now, if I go and buy her second book and delve into that, I'm gonna be reading over 20. Like there's bookmarks in all those ones back there because I'm not done. Right. So I'm struggling to keep up. And plus, if I'm writing my own book, I'm gonna be reading my own book. So
oh wow.
So I'm gonna have to
You're
kind of keep up. Yeah.
When will that be released, Cassius? When will your book be out?
It's only in the brainstorming phase, but I bet you it probably gonna be in next year. I'll probably be typing it up and figuring out like with the publisher and all of that. Elena, with your books, did you have like a publisher, or how did you do your books? I'm curious.
I publish it via Amazon and Barnes and Nobles. It costs me nothing. I did it myself. The Amazon even offers you the ISBN. It's very easy.
Okay, all right. I'll look into that then, definitely, because
Dakota's got a book.
Kindle
Dakota's also got a book.
Oh,
Dakota's got a book. Yes, Dakota's got a book. Show me your book, Dakota.
Yeah.
Oh, Dakota's an author. Okay.
Yes. Did you not care?
Yes.
Did you know he's got his book? He's got a book.
Yes, I'm a man.
Yeah.
Don't you guys know me and Elena have enough books already, and you want us to read more?
Oh, you need to buy Dakota's book. Very interesting.
Yes, that's actually kind of a rendition of the daughter I was telling you about earlier.
Oh wow!
There's so many people had seen her.
Ooh,
I was
shivers.
actually able to render a picture of her.
Oh my god!
And she actually looks a lot like my mother. Yeah.
Whoa.
I've read his book and it's very interesting. You need to read it.
Yeah, I think I have enough books, so let me just wait, and then I'll go buy. I can't wait. What is your book about?
These are my stories of stuff I dealt with in dealing with the supernatural and growing up in certain pretty desperate situations. It's basically like letters to my younger self to basically address how things changed me over time.
Oh, that book sounds interesting. Y'all got me. Oh,
well, you need to buy it on Amazon. It's not expensive.
This guy.
Yeah,
but that's
I'll need to write one now.
I gotta head out, but this was crazy fun to talk to all you guys again, especially meeting you, Elena. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, same. Let's keep contact. Yeah,
definitely.
Let's keep contact, Cassius. Yes.
Yeah, I'll put my Instagram right here. It's just I'll put it in the private chat. It's just I'm King Cash. And we'll definitely keep in touch. But I'm so glad. Thank you guys for inviting me. And
no problem. Come back anytime.
Yeah, when there's more, I'm here. Okay, I'm here.
Right.
Thank you guys so much. I'll talk to you.
No problem, Cassius, man.
Nice meeting you. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. Peace out.
Cassius. It's been a really good night tonight, Elena, and thank you.
Yes.
coming. It really has.
Thanks to you.
Yeah.
Thanks to you.
Yeah.
The universal translator
Thanks to you.
started
We
working again,
always
so we're
put
fine.
fun.
Of course, right after we're getting the closing, everything starts working again.
I know it's weird. It's weird. It's as if the unseen bodies don't want us to put this out. But you know what I mean? And I would like to say to the chat, thank you for all the new subscribers to Bald and Bonkers. Because it's very hard getting to 1,000 subscribers. It's taking forever. You know?
Yeah, so don't forget to subscribe, lads. And I know there's a lot of my subscribers are here watching this, so please subscribe to the channel of these two guys because they're really, really good stuff. Yeah, they have really good stuff.
And we'll need to get you back again sometime. It'd be
My
great to get you
pleasure.
back.
Oh, yes.
Dakota, would you
My
like to say
pleasure.
anything before we go?
I was just about to say a huge thank you, Elena. I have so much I need to go look through for my own experiences. It's been a tremendous help. And like I said, there's been all sorts of weird things going on leading up to this. And thank everyone that came into the chat. Like, follow, subscribe. If you missed it or you want to catch it again, this podcast goes out to we're in fact broadcasting to 8 different places right now. We also upload it as a podcast, so it'll be on Spotify, Amazon, Google Play, iTunes. We're trying to get this thing everywhere.
Yes. And well, thank you everybody in the chat, and thank you, Elena, once again. Let's go.
Yes.
Thank
Catch
you
you
very
later,
much.
guys. Bye-bye.